Assalamu alaikum, guys. Welcome back to the channel. So today we're doing something exciting. It's a fighting match. So I'm taste testing a few figs, whatever is ripe from the garden, from the forest. I'm gonna sample them and taste them, and I'll just tell you what I think of their flavors in our climate, in our Sydney humid, sub-humid climate. So this is a Celeste Fig that is pretty ripe. Probably doesn't get better than that. Again, we had a storm last night, so that's why you can see some slight splitting. But still looks amazing regardless. So that's the Celeste, and now we're approaching the Bordeaux Fig. Yeah, can you pick it, Amir, please?
Oh.
Show us how it looks like. So they're nice and dehydrated. The Bordeaux. I've seen a couple here as well.
Yeah.
Where were they?
I'm pretty sure.
I think one here.
Oh yeah. That looks so good.
So they're small, but they pack a punch of flavor, these things. And there was...
This one?
Yep, this one here. Yep. Let's put it in there alongside the Celeste. Okay, and this is my Sakuro Black Fig. It's really come through this year. I mean, the fig is a good, the tree is a good, maybe 6 years old. I planted it alongside, you can see it's a sort of a two trees in one hole system. So that's the Sakura Black, and right next to it is the Calderona di Minor.
What is it, grafted?
Side by side. The Calderona is late fig, one of the later fig.
I don't know.
The Sakura Black, you can see there, beautiful looking fig, is coming in now. So mid season, mid to late. Calderona is pretty much late season. This is a mid to late season ripening season variety. This is probably the best year I've had for Sakura Blacks. It looks like it's really coming through the older it gets. They tend to have a habit of dropping figs. Originally, when I got it, I thought it needed pollination, needed a capri fig, but it doesn't. You know, so I was patient with it, and year after year, it started slowly holding the figs. So I don't know if this is a habit of the Sakura Blacks. There's not much information out there in general on Sakura Black, especially in ground. So I wasn't exactly sure what to expect from it when I planted it in ground. But that's what I got for my climate here in Sydney, Australia, roughly around zone 10B, between 10 and 11 zone. Basically, yeah, like I said, there was, as you can see, it's still doing it now. These figs have sort of shriveled away, and they dropped. They were doing that for the first few years. I didn't get anything out of this fig for the first few years. And as the years went past, don't know if it just sort of acclimated to the weather, to the Sydney weather, or it needed a certain growing condition for it to start ripening fruits more consistently. But you can see this year, it's really come back with a vengeance. There's ripe fruit everywhere, and the dried sort of defected fruit are minimal this year. Like barely, I would say 10% of the majority of the fruits. 10% are sort of the duds, defects, the ones that drop, and 80-90% at least are ripening this year. So it looks like it really has come through for me. There's a couple that are ripe. So there's this one here. I mean, it could take another day or so or two, but you can see the clouds are not happy. It's going to rain soon, so I do want to get them off, or at least the couple of them that are a bit more advanced. There's another one here. There you go. So that's pretty ready. I'll just touched it and it came off. So they compared this to the Black Madeira, or close. It's up there in terms of taste alone. It's really up there with the best. I've had a few, and it does have that cavity, that renowned cavity, internal cavity, that cavity that Black Madeira has. You know, they use it for honey storage, that cavity. Just like when the bees sort of make excess honey, they start storing it. Well, this is what these figs do. You know, they have a cavity, the cavity type fig, like Black Madeira, this particular one here, and there's a couple others. They tend to have a cavity from the inside, which they store their the nectar, the sweetness, honey. You'll see once I open it up, but this might not be full of honey yet because it does need a bit more time. But yeah, I'm gonna pick them. So, you know, there's a heavy today, you know, so we've got so far.
This? Because that's
there are 2
soft.
Sakura Blacks, 1 Celeste, 3 Violet de Bordeaux. Amir is telling me this one might be ready.
Is it?
Yeah, it looks pretty soft. Again, I don't want to risk the rain, so yeah, take it off, Amir. Take it off.
Oh, it's tied, this one.
Yep, put it there. I'll go have a look for some. What else might be ready? The white Adriatic. Yeah, that's just been given since you know, summer started, basically. Yeah, so there's no issues with white Adriatic. You always find the ripe fig from this beginning of the ripening season right to the end. You know, where winter sets and the temperatures drop. This thing will keep giving you. So that's why I love this thing. In flavor, look, we're going to compare it now, but I can tell you from off the bat that it's not going to win in flavor alone, but as a whole, productivity, the earliness of the fig, the ripening, the flavor, the salt, everything, it's definitely up there. The old white Adriatic. Okay, so let's find us some ripe figueroa.
Look here.
Okay, I can see some brown sugar marks on a certain fig up here. I spotted it from a mile away. That's usually a good sign. When you see those brown spots, you can see it right there. Even through the organza bag, you can see the spot. That's sugar concentration right there. So, let me...
I think this one might be ready.
Yeah, Amir, put that in there. Take it out of the... there you go.
That one, that looks ready.
Amir reckons he spotted another one. I will just take a couple for now.
Here.
I've got other things to do, so I need to get moving. No, that's no, that could use a bit of time.
Okay.
Yeah, that's pickable. It's pickable, but I'm sure I can find something better. Yeah, this one. Yeah, there you go. This one, yeah. Okay, that's 2. That's enough for us now. There you go.
Yeah,
right,
2
I'm just gonna
really
put
good.
it in the basket, and we'll go and we'll start this match. So this is how they look basically in the. You can see some still have that milky sap because they could need a day or two still, but again, the weather is not allowing us to keep it any longer. So. Yeah, this is the collection for now. So you got one Sakura Black, white Adriatic, Celeste, and VDB 4. Yep. Okay, that's good enough. All right, and this is how they look like in the Octagon on a chopping board. So you have the Violet de Bordeaux in the front, small size. Medium size figs are the Sakura Blacks, these 3. So they're medium size. You get the odd bigger size as well, but generally speaking, they are medium size. Then you have the white Adriatic. They're medium to large. And then there's the Celeste, which are also medium, sort of a larger medium size to large also. Okay, So let's go and try the Violet de Bordeaux. Open it up. Let's open it up. Open this one. Okay, you can see it's got a reddish color, reasonably dark red color interior. Looks chewy. The skin is a bit dehydrated. The sugars look concentrated in this thing. It does look appetizing. It looks a bit like a dehydrated sort of fig. All right, let's go. Let's try this, Amir. Bismillah.
Bismillah.
It's chewy because it's been it's dehydrated. It doesn't get much water where it's at. It's on the higher side of my garden, so it always tends to be the sugars always concentrate on it, and the flavors are always intense. Nice berry tones, but it lacks. I mean, super productive, you know, like, so, you know, we'll talk about the tree some other time specifically on the VDB, but in terms of productivity, it's super productive, super consistent fig, doesn't crack or split or any other issues like that, doesn't have any weather problems, and the taste is excellent. It's really good. Okay, let's move on. Let's go Celeste. Let's get Celeste. So Celeste is a medium sugar, large, medium to large fig, sugar type fig. Let's go open it in the center, Amir. Same as the others. Yep. Okay, so there you go. That's the Celeste. It's got like a sort of a melony golden color to it with some pinkish hues. Very soft texture compared to the chewy texture of the VDB previously, and they're known to have extremely high sugar levels. You know, I think the bricks are probably off the scale on this thing. I've never tested it, but I can imagine just by tasting it, it's extremely sweet. And the most healthiest, vigorous, disease-resistant, adaptable fig in our climate is the Celeste. So if this is what you're after, extremely productive, consistently ripens early. It's the earliest fig that I've got, and it keeps going until the last fig. So you'll eat every single fig off this tree, no problem. If the birds don't get it first, that is. That's how reliable this thing is. So regardless whether you've got a sweet tooth or not, you can't deny just the vigor and adaptability of this fig in our Sydney humid climate. All right, let's go. Let's try this. Yeah.
Super sweet.
Yeah, it's just wow. It's a punch in your face flavor. Straight caramel. Like I'm telling you, it's straight caramelized sugar. Brown sugar has been caramelized. That literally turns the caramel with a hint of butter, some creaminess in there, and maybe a pinch of salt, like salted caramel pudding or something like that. That's how you describe this flavor. In fact, I just enjoyed it more than the VDB because I felt I just had dinner before and I felt like something sweet, and this really hit the spot. So for me so far, this is actually winning over the VDB so far. Okay, so let's try this white Adriatic. Okay, so look, I've talked Adriatic so many times before, for good reason. It's my only, it is at the moment. It's my only white fig or green fig in my collection. Apart from the Vassica, which has not produced for me. It's very slow growing for me. Hasn't really produced ripened figs properly yet, so I can't really judge it. But apart from the Vassica, which hasn't been producing for me yet, this is the only green fig in my collection. because there's no point having any other green fig. This is just hits the spot.
How old is the
Hits the
tree?
notes.
The
The tree is-
Vassica. one.
Vassica is about 6 years old. It's pretty
Oh.
old. But I think it's just, for me anyway, it's slow grower. And in position what I got as well is not ideal for it. But tough luck, what do? You just gotta soldier on, stop sucking and move on. You know, she'll get there eventually, inshallah. But yeah, so that's my only green fig that I've got in my collection. And that's the only green fig that I need, really. It is amazing. It's just time after time. Productivity, you know, the vigor and health of the tree is I would say average. It is not the best for our climate, but it's not the worst. I mean, you know, you'll see some sort of fungal issues on certain leaves, some rust problems and things like that from the humidity and the rain we get during the growing season. Compared to the Celeste, it's just you know, perfection. There's no issues with it at all. You know, I would say it's better than, better than VDB in terms of vigor and health and leaf issues. It does a bit better.
Okay.
But just the fact how productive it is, how consistent it is, the flavor, the size of the fig. You know, these are not the largest size. That's actually like your average size on the tree. You get larger as well, and you can see how they're I would say this is probably 80 grams or so.
80 grams.
I would say at the moment they get up to like 100 or so, sometimes above 100 grams. But on average, you're going to get maybe 70, 80 grams, which is a good size fig. Super jammy on the inside. It's got a seed crunch. It's not super sweet, but it's not bland as well. To me, it hits the spot when it comes to flavor and sweetness.
Okay.
Very jammy.
Okay.
You'll see what I mean when you taste
Yeah.
it. Berry notes. You know, it's not the highest of berry notes, but it's high enough. I do love this fig. I'm not denying it. You know, I can't deny it actually. Not you know, there's better flavored fig. If you're just judging on flavor alone, there's better flavored fig, but not if you round up all the advantages and the characteristics of it. It's definitely up there with the best for me anyway in Sydney. Okay, let's slice it open. I'll hold it for you. Okay, there you go. Okay, so hold this there. All right. So there you go. You can see the thing is full of nectar. It's even got that cavity, so it's planning to store some nectar in there. That's why they have a cavity. And if given the chance, if you know, if it hasn't been raining or storming on and off the last couple of days, and it had the chance to ripen perfectly, it would have had the nectar coming out of the eye of the fig. And this cavity would have been full of nectar as well.
Okay.
But even without that, even with the rain that we've been getting, occasional rain, this thing still holds with the best of them. But anyway, enough talking. Let's try it.
Okay.
All right, let's go, Amir. Bismillah.
Bismillah. Oh, it's so jammy.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, it's a mouthful. It's sloppy. It's jammy. Juicy, but not in a bad way. In a syrupy way. It's satisfying. I find it very satisfying. What do you think, Amir?
It's so good.
Is that your favorite so far, or which one's your favorite out of the ones we've tried? These three: VDB, White Adriatic, and the Celeste.
Celeste for me right now.
The Celeste. There you go. There you go. The judge has spoken. One for Celeste. For me, I really enjoyed Celeste, but I've got a soft spot for White Adriatic. So I'm just gonna get. But Celeste was very impressive.
Yeah.
I must say, very impressive. So wise choice, my man. Wise choice. You know, I'm not gonna say that you chose unwisely. It was a wise choice. Okay, so let's go to the main event now. So this is Sakura Black. As I have mentioned earlier, there's not much information out there, especially in ground trees for Sakura Black. Maybe because not many people have had success growing it. It does have a tendency to drop figs prematurely. It was doing it for a few years on my tree. I didn't get a fig out of it for a few years, and I suspected it could have been a fig that needed pollinating, and you know, it needed the Capri fig. It needed to be pollinated to get ripe fruit. So, but I gave it a chance. But you know, and slowly but surely, as the years went past, it began to ripen fruits. Up until now, probably the 5th, 6th year in the ground, it's ripening most of its fruits now. Not sure exactly of the scientific reason why it's doing that. I've researched some things about it. It was discovered in the deserts of New Mexico in the USA, in Socorro, the city of Socorro, the area of Socorro. It's a desert area. So maybe Australia is just not hot enough for it. You know, it wants desert climates, I'm not sure. But it did take some time for it to start ripening in figs. But wow, was it worth the wait. But anyway, I don't want to ruin it. And I'm not even sure if this particular figs are any good because it has been raining on them. But yeah, look, they're medium fig. At best, they're medium. Medium to sort of larger medium, I would say, in comparison to average size white Adriatic. You can see the difference. You know, it's Adriatic is more on the sort of larger side. This is a medium, not small, a lot bigger than VDB, that's for sure. Medium, so it's a decent size. You wouldn't say it's a small fig, it's a medium fig. Some of them do tend to get larger. The color, they start green before they ripen. Once they ripen, they start getting sort of brown tones to purple with a mixture of green sort of finishes to it, as you can see. And that's pretty much how a common ripe Sakura Black would look like. Okay, let's get to the menu. Okay, Amir, I want precision incision on this bad boy, you know. I don't want to mess it up, so let's go. Give it a slice in the center. I'll hold it for you. Oh wow, oh wow, mashallah. Okay, look, already I can tell this thing's gonna win. Like, sorry,
Yeah.
I feel bad for the for the other figs, you know, like especially my or dailies, white Adriatic. I feel bad for it, but basically it's like now at this stage, I haven't tried it as in now, I haven't tasted it, but I know how it's going to taste like. It's like throwing, you know, a boxer, like an amateur boxer almost, with Mike Tyson in his prime in the ring. That's what sort of this comparison feels like right at the moment. Off the bat, I mean, look at the color.
Yeah, it's
Masha,
so red.
look at the color. Look, it's literally blood red. It's literally blood red. You can see the cavity. It's got a larger than the average cavity. You've seen the cavity on the white Adriatic, and that's a much larger fig than this one, and it's nowhere near as big as the cavity of this fig. So you can imagine the potential of this fig once it has the chance to ripen to perfection. This thing was just it's going to be a pool of honey inside that cavity. Yeah, look, you know, look, the picture says it all. A picture's worth 1,000 words. You know, and tasting is worth a million. You know, that's the best way I can describe it. All right, let's go. Let's go, Amir. All right, one last before I demolish it. One last look.
Bismillah.
All right, let's go. Bismillah. Oh wow. Amir is in heaven. What do you think?
That is so good.
How do you describe it?
Like,
See if you can.
it's really,
you get
the
what I'm getting.
berry is really intense. It's like a really intense berry taste.
Intense, and it's got like a raspberry. It's got some acidity, yeah?
Yeah.
Doesn't it have some sourness to it?
Yeah.
Do you get that too?
Yeah.
That's what
It's
makes
so
this fig so
good.
special. Look, guys, it's not about how sweet something is. Like, I know some people, you know, even some relatives of mine, they would judge a fig by its sweetness. You know, amateurs. That's all I'm saying. Amateurs. You know, it's not about how sweet something is. If that's the case, then Celeste will win every single competition.
True.
It's not about how sweet something is it? It's about the complexity of the flavor, how complex it is. And this thing, where do I start? It's got strawberry, it's got raspberry. You know, the acidity of raspberry, straight into this fig. It's got actually got acidic notes in it, very present. In fact, not mildly acidic. It's presently acidic. At the same time, it's got honey, straight honey, mixed with so it's got like honey straight from a beehive, mixed with a freshly squeezed lime. Then you throw a few berries in there, like strawberry and raspberry, and you mash it all up. And then you sprinkle a little hint of brown sugar, like the Salt Bay type of thing, right on top. And then basically that's your base flavors for this fig. That's all I'm saying. Look, do we even have to judge it? Hands down. It's winning. It's winning. Sorry. What Adriatic? What Adriatic? But you got no chance in this round. You know, as much as I love it. Look, I'm judging on taste alone at the moment. Just taste alone. It loses. What Adriatic on taste alone? It loses to this. Beast of a fig when it comes to flavor, but that's where it pretty much stops almost. You can't just judge something also by flavor. You got to judge it in every aspect or characteristics of the fig and of the tree. How productive it is, how consistent it is, how early it is that you have enough time to ripen the fig. Any other issues with it? If you round all that up, the White Adriatic still wins for now. I mean, this thing's just getting better year after year. Year after year, I'm telling you, at the first 3 years or so, got no figs out of it. So the fig will get sort of half this size, they'll shrivel away, they'll shrink, and they'll drop, and nothing will ripen for the first few years. And then eventually I started getting a couple figs ripening. This year, I'm getting like 80% of the figs ripening, almost like after 5-6 years. But man, is it worth the wait. Amazing fig. Okay. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Hands down, Black Sakura wins. I'm just gonna save these for the wife. Because she loves this fig as well. She loves all figs, she doesn't discriminate. But this is, we haven't been getting it, it's a bit of a newcomer, consistently. We haven't been getting it year after year, so she would love to eat this one. Okay, and my sister wants to say goodbye to you guys. Here, Lulu, do you want to try this? You want to try this fig? Yeah, put it for her. Yeah, it's okay, it's all right. Okay. Do you want to try this fig, or do you want to try it? Okay. You want to eat it and tell the people how good it is? You want to take a bite? Yeah, eat it. You want to take a bite? No. No. Okay. Say hi guys. Salam alaikum. Say hello guys.
Hi. Hello guys.
Hi guys. How are you? Good.
I'm good.
Good. Yeah, that's good. What's your name?
Lulu.
Lulu is my name. That's right. The good girl. And you're just doing a review of us today? Yeah? Yeah? And this is your nephew, what's his name? Amir, that's right. And what's the cat's name? The cat, what's his name?
Mish.
Mish, good job. That's it, that's right. All right, we've got to go now. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I've done my best to give you as close of a taste test as I could, in terms of comparing the figs together. And please, if you like this video, don't forget to share, like, subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you on the next video. The next match might be, I'm waiting for the Calderon to ripen and the Bourgeois Noir to ripen, and I'm going to pin them all together, and we'll see which fig reigns supreme. And I'll see you in the next video, inshallah. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh. Yalla, bye.